We face a problem. Something isn't quite right. Our immediate reaction, our deepest human instinct, to add, to pile on. More effort, more gadgets, more intricate solutions. We believe progress comes from accumulation, from gathering more. It's a fundamental part of our thinking, deeply ingrained. This quest for more drives innovation, yes. But what if it also blinds us? What if this very instinct is leading us down the wrong path, especially when it comes to truly elusive problems? What if the answer isn't about adding? Consider a pervasive struggle. One that touches millions. We spend fortunes trying to fix it. We track. We optimize. We buy. Yet, for many, the solution remains frustratingly out of reach. The goal, better sleep. A simple, fundamental human need. We try meditation apps, blackout curtains, specialized pillows. We invest in expensive mattresses, white noise machines, calming teas. We add, and add, and add. But the elusive, restful night. It often feels further away than ever. Why? What are we missing? This isn't just about sleep, of course. It's a pattern. In our work, in our health, in our relationships. When we hit a wall, our first response is almost always to exert more effort. To bring in more resources. To implement more complex strategies. We chase after the next great addition, convinced it holds the key. We feel proactive. We feel productive. We feel like we're making progress. But sometimes, despite all this adding, the problem persists. Unyielding. Stubborn. What if our definition of progress is flawed? Imagine a different approach. One that goes against the grain. Not about adding. Not about accumulating. But about something else entirely. A silent, often overlooked power. A method that feels counterintuitive, almost like admitting defeat. It's about taking away. About removing. Not just anything, mind you. But precisely the right thing. The one hidden variable, the unseen obstacle, that's silently sabotaging all our efforts. What if the solution isn't about gaining, but about letting go? Our brains are wired for acquisition. For expansion. We understand more. It's tangible. It's visible. A new app, a new diet, a new workout plan. We can point to it. We can measure it. But an absence, a removal, that feels like a loss, like a step backward. And so, the true culprit often remains hidden in plain sight. An invisible blocker, doing more damage than any number of additions can hope to undo. What if this invisible blocker is surprisingly common? And what if it's hiding in your daily routine? Let's zoom in on our sleep problem again. For many, the day begins with a ritual. A warm, inviting aroma. A jolt of energy. A necessary kickstart. Coffee. A beloved beverage, an essential part of modern life. We rely on it to wake up, to focus, to power through. Millions depend on it. But what if this daily ritual, this perceived solution to morning grogginess, is actually part of the problem? What if the very thing helping us start the day is quietly sabotaging the end of it? We all know caffeine provides a temporary boost. It blocks adenosine, a neurotransmitter that promotes sleep. This keeps us alert. Consider the coffee you had at lunchtime. Or even mid-afternoon. For many, that's perfectly normal. Harmless, right? But with a caffeine half-life of 5 to 6 hours, if you have a cup at 2 p.m., half that caffeine is still in your system at 7 to 8 p.m. And a quarter of it is still there at 1 to 2 a.m. That's well past when you're trying to fall asleep. It's not about feeling jittery. It's about a subtle, insidious disruption to your natural sleep architecture. The deep, restorative sleep. It's being quietly undermined. This isn't just a niche health topic. This very idea, this counterintuitive notion, sparked a significant discussion in a rather unexpected place, Hacker News. a platform known for its deep dives into technology, startups, and programming. Yet, amidst the debates about coding languages and AI, a thread emerged. Not about adding new tech to improve life, but about the profound impact of removing something seemingly innocuous. The community, often focused on optimization through addition, suddenly considered subtraction. What resonated on Hacker News was the recognition that adding more, even with good intentions, often introduces more complexity, more variables, more potential points of failure. New sleep gadgets come with apps, charging cables, and their own set of instructions. New supplements require research, dosage management, and potential side effects. Each addition, no matter how small, adds cognitive load. It adds friction. It adds another layer between you and the simple outcome you desire. The Hacker News discussion highlighted a common user experience. People had tried all the additions. The gadgets, the apps, the routines. And many were still struggling. Then, some shared their experience of simply removing coffee, or significantly reducing it. The results were often dramatic. Not a marginal improvement, but a profound shift. Better sleep. Better energy. Better clarity. Without adding a single thing. A powerful testament to the overlooked wisdom of subtraction. So, if removal can be so powerful, why don't we instinctively do it? Why do we default to adding? Part of it is our inherent aversion to loss. We fear missing out. We fear the perceived discomfort of giving something up, even if that something is ultimately detrimental. The thought of cutting back on coffee can feel like losing a friend, losing productivity, losing a comforting habit. The immediate discomfort of subtraction often outweighs the long-term, unseen gain. But what if subtraction isn't about loss? What if it's about reclaiming? About creating space? Removing the noise so the signal can emerge? Removing the obstacle so the path clears? When you remove a habit, you're not just taking something away. You're creating an opening. For better sleep, yes. But also for greater awareness, for deeper connection with your body's natural rhythms. It's an act of deliberate control. An active choice to simplify. Many believe they need coffee to function. To be productive. To be themselves. But this need often arises from a cycle. Caffeine disrupts sleep. Poor sleep makes you tired. Tiredness makes you crave caffeine. It's a self-perpetuating loop. The very thing you believe you need is contributing to the problem you're trying to solve. Breaking this cycle through subtraction isn't about deprivation. It's about liberation. From a dependence that may be holding you back. Our bodies crave natural rhythms. A consistent sleep-wake cycle. When you remove a significant disruptor like caffeine, you allow your body to naturally find its way back to this rhythm. To produce adenosine effectively. To enter deep REM and slow-wave sleep without constant interference. This isn't about magic. It's about letting your biological systems do what they're designed to do, unimpeded. The subtraction creates the space for natural healing. The impact of removing something like coffee extends far beyond just sleep. Many who make this change report a more stable energy throughout the day, without the peaks and crashes. Reduced anxiety. Improved digestion. Better mood regulation. It's a domino effect. By removing one significant source of systemic stress, the entire system begins to rebalance itself. A single act of subtraction can have surprisingly broad, positive ripple effects across your well-being. So, how do we begin this process of subtraction? It doesn't have to be a drastic, all-or-nothing shock to the system. The goal isn't deprivation, remember, but clarity. It's about gently unveiling the true impact of something by carefully removing it, rather than layering on more. Start with awareness. Observe your habits. Notice when and how much you're consuming that might be contributing to the very problem you're trying to solve. For sleep, coffee is a prime suspect. But what about other areas of your life? When faced with a creative block, do you instinctively buy a new book on creativity, or do you consider removing the constant notifications from your phone? When feeling overwhelmed, do you add another productivity app, or do you consider removing a commitment from your schedule? The obstacle is often hiding in plain sight, masquerading as a necessity or a harmless indulgence. Let's conduct a quick subtraction audit. Think about a persistent problem in your life. Now, instead of brainstorming things to add asterisk, list everything you've already added asterisk to try and fix it. Then, consider what you might be doing or consuming that, while seemingly helpful or neutral, could actually be contributing to the problem. It requires a shift in perspective, a willingness to question the status quo, to look for the absence of things, not just the presence. This isn't just about active removal of physical objects or substances. It's also about not doing. Not checking your phone before bed. Not staying up late to watch just one more episode. Not engaging in energy-draining conversations. The power often lies in ceasing an action, in creating a void where something detrimental once existed. This void isn't emptiness, it's opportunity. An opportunity for your natural systems to reset. For coffee, starting with a gradual reduction can be highly effective. Instead of going cold turkey, which can lead to withdrawal symptoms, try cutting down 1 cup a day. Or switch to half caf. Or push your first cup back by an hour. This allows your body to adjust slowly. It's not about immediate dramatic results, but sustainable change. Each small removal reduces the overall burden, allowing your system to slowly rebalance. Want to test the hypothesis? Try a coffee-free weekend. Or even just a single coffee-free day. Pay close attention to your energy levels, your mood, and especially your sleep. Don't add anything to compensate. Just remove. Observe the difference. You might be surprised by how quickly your body begins to respond. This simple experiment can provide powerful, first-hand evidence of the hidden obstacle's impact and the profound power of its removal. Many people would describe themselves as functional coffee drinkers. They feel they can't start their day without it, but they cope. They manage. But what is the true cost of just getting by? What level of optimal well-being are they sacrificing? The subtle drain on energy, the underlying anxiety, the disrupted sleep quality, these are often normalized. We become accustomed to a lower baseline of vitality, unaware of what's truly possible when the underlying interference is removed. This principle isn't confined to personal habits. In software engineering, refactoring often involves removing redundant or complex code. The goal isn't to add more features, but to simplify. To make the existing system more robust, efficient, and easier to maintain. Less code often means fewer bugs, faster performance, and greater clarity. The most elegant solutions are frequently those that achieve maximum impact with minimal elements. Think of minimalist design. It's not just about aesthetics. It's about functionality. Removing unnecessary elements allows the essential purpose of an object or space to shine through. The clutter, the distractions, the superfluous details, they are stripped away. What remains is often more powerful, more impactful, and more usable. The beauty of subtraction lies in its ability to reveal, to clarify, to amplify what truly matters. When solving problems, we often jump to patching symptoms. Adding a band-aid here, a temporary fix there. But true, lasting solutions almost always involve identifying and removing the root cause. Not just adding more layers on top of it. This requires deeper analysis, a willingness to dig, and sometimes, the courage to acknowledge that a seemingly integral part of our system or routine is actually the source of the persistent friction. Adopting a subtractive mindset builds resilience. Instead of constantly reacting to problems by adding new things, you learn to proactively identify and remove potential pitfalls. You create a system that is inherently simpler, stronger, and less prone to disruption. This isn't just a temporary fix for better sleep. It's a foundational shift in how you approach challenges, leading to more sustainable well-being and productivity in the long run. Think about your daily to-do list. When you feel overwhelmed, do you try to add more productivity hacks or time management tools? Or do you look at what tasks you can remove or delegate? We often try to add solutions to an already overflowing plate, making the problem worse. The most effective productivity hack might just be clearing your plate, not finding a bigger one. Why do we prefer adding? New things, new experiences, new purchases, they all trigger dopamine. They give us a hit of pleasure, a sense of immediate gratification. Subtraction, however, often involves short-term discomfort for long-term gain. Our brains are wired to seek immediate rewards, making the path of addition far more appealing, even if it's less effective in the long run. Overcoming this requires conscious effort. When you remove something deeply ingrained, like caffeine, don't expect instant sunshine. There might be a withdrawal period. Headaches, irritability, fatigue. This is normal. It's your body adjusting. This temporary discomfort is precisely why many give up on subtraction too early. They interpret these symptoms as proof that the removal was a mistake. But it's actually a sign that the hidden obstacle was having a significant impact. Persevere. After the initial adjustment, something profound happens. You establish a new baseline. Your energy isn't artificially inflated, but consistently stable. Your sleep isn't forced, but naturally deep. You experience life without the constant background interference. It's like removing static from a radio signal. The music was always there, but now you can truly hear it, clear and resonant. This is the goal of subtraction, not emptiness, but clarity. The Hacker News community, in its diverse wisdom, stumbled upon a universal truth. Sometimes, the most sophisticated solutions aren't about building more, but about dismantling what no longer serves. They observed that for many, all the tech, all the tools, couldn't fix what a simple act of removal could. It was a stark reminder that even in the most innovation-driven fields, the simplest answers are often the most powerful. We often assign high value to things we acquire. A new car, a new phone, a new habit. But what about the value of what we don't have? The value of an undisturbed night's sleep. The value of mental clarity unclouded by constant stimulation. The value of energy that comes from within, not from a cup. This shift in valuing absence over presence is where true, sustainable well-being often resides. It's a redefinition of wealth. So, what have we discovered? That our instinct to add, while often productive, can also be a blind spot. That the persistent problems in our lives, from poor sleep to creative blocks, often aren't solved by more effort or more tools. Instead, the most profound improvements emerge from the quiet, deliberate act of removing. Of identifying the hidden obstacle, the subtle interference, and letting it go. The answer isn't always more. Sometimes, it's definitively less. Less caffeine, better sleep. Less clutter, more clarity. Less noise, more signal. The journey to improvement often isn't about accumulating, but about distilling. About stripping away what's unnecessary, what's harmful, what's merely distracting. It's a challenging shift in perspective, but one that promises not just better sleep, but a clearer, more intentional, and ultimately, more fulfilling life.